Currently, outside, the Witch of November is arriving in the region of the country in which I reside. My thoughts are on several things this morning, and I'm praying. It's the 9th of November here, but in some parts of the world, it's already dawning on the 10th. The 10th of November is the anniversary of the United States Marine Corps' founding. Yesterday, a man tried to thank me profusely for my service. And I told him and promised him that I would pass it on to someone much more deserving. So, to all Marines, past and present, and to the families of those who've given their sons and daughters over to the Marine Corps, many of whom have died in service to our country, I'd like to pass along that man's thanks. Something else also happened on November 10th. That was the day, of course, that the iron ore carrier Edmund Fitzgerald was lost with 29 souls aboard. They too were in service to their country, as are all merchant mariners. Merchant mariners are a veteran of a different kind. But still, I'd like to pass along our thanks to all of you, past, present, and those who've given, and the families of those who've given their lives in service as merchant mariners. And of course, on Tuesday is the 11th of November, when we are to honor and remember our veterans who've fallen. It was once called Armistice Day. In Britain, it's still called Remembrance Day. It was established to commemorate the day in 1918, when the armistice between the Central Powers and the Allied powers of Europe and North America ended the First Great War, otherwise known as World War I. The armistice was signed at 11 o'clock a.m. on the 11th day of the 11th month. And some of the fiercest fighting of the entire war took place in the hours leading up to it, as each side sought the last few inches that they could gain. people of Germany and the Central Powers suffered greatly as the Allies focused on retribution for the crime that they perceived that the Germans had committed. Of course, this set up what was to come, the rise of fascism, which of course led to the Second Great War, World War II. I wish we could prevent war. God wanted us to prevent war. He's warned us against seeking vengeance or retribution for perceived wrongs. And he, in fact, sent his only begotten Son to teach us how to avoid making enemies and how instead to love them. To be a Christian is a losing proposition, just as it was for Christ. But Christ showed what was possible if we believed in the love of our Heavenly Father and loved what He meant for us to know. And that was a love for one another as individuals, couples and families, communities, peoples, nations, and all of humanity. A true Christian knows that one day they too will die. And the truest of us who've lived long, we have a little bit of self-doubt as to whether we've served God in the fullest capacity we could have. We know that if we're accepted into heaven and into eternity, it's not because of anything that we did ourselves, but for the grace and mercy of God, as He saw that we tried to make amends for our wrongs and do better, that He be glorified and not ourselves. Those are my thoughts for today and my prayers. Reporting from the United States of America, my name is Bruno Piava. Good luck, Godspeed, and thank you to all of you.